You're the one holding it all together for your family, managing everyone's lives, questioning, am I a good mum? While quietly pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion. But what happens when your body forces you to stop due to medical emergency? And when you realise that your pace and lifestyle was never sustainable in the first place? This episode might change how you see everything you've been carrying. You're listening to Confessions of a Working Mum, where we finally say the silenced parts out loud. Hello and welcome to Confessions of a Working Mum, the space where we get honest about the beautiful, messy reality of modern motherhood, ambition and everything in between. I'm your host, Michelle Akester-Marsh, founder of The Unshakable Mama, life coach and healer, wife and mum, family-focused feminist supporting working mums to connect or reconnect with more calm, confidence and self-trust so they lead themselves and their families with more presence, ease and joy. Today, I'm so excited to be joined by Stephanie Leandre from Florida, who has courageously stepped forwards to help shift the story for other working mums and their families, one mum, one boundary, one belief shift at a time. So Stephanie, welcome to Confessions of a Working Mum. It's such a joy to have you here today. Would you like to introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us a bit about your life and your family.
Sure. Well, first off, I want to thank you so much for having me on your show today. I really, truly appreciate it. So, about me, my name is Stephanie Leandre. I am born and raised in Florida. Never lived in any other state. I am married to my husband. We've been married for about 11 years. We have two beautiful boys. I have an 8-year-old named James and a 5-year-old named Stefan. And being a mom has its pros and cons. I say that often. Um, but it is definitely rewarding. It is definitely a struggle. And in the midst of all of this, I do work a full-time day job and I do operate my business part-time, which I've been doing so for about 6 years now. And finding the balance in everything, being a mom, a wife, an employee, a business owner is definitely something that takes a lot of skill and craft. And there will be days where, you just shut down the laptop, shut down the phone and just literally like I need to get away. But then there are days where, you definitely go hard and do what you need to do. But would I ever trade anything? Absolutely not. I usually say my life is a chaotic but also rewarding, if that makes sense.
So
Yeah.
you've got a lot on, a lot to juggle there.
Oh,
So let's
yes.
talk about the chaos because I want to shine a light on the not so perfect areas of mum life. So we
Yeah.
all understand that we're not so alone. So I want to crack open these things that we feel like we're struggling with, battling with on a day-to-day basis. So
Mhm.
what's the chaos? What does that mean to you? How does it impact your life? What does it look like to you?
So, with the chaos, it's definitely a balance struggle. It's definitely a struggle with balance. And why I say that, it's because I always have so much going on. So it's always, wake up. And I wake up real early in the morning, 5 a.m. my time, so 5 a.m. Eastern, and make sure I get some time to myself because once the kids are up, the day is really just beginning. So it's a lot of managing their schedules, my husband's schedules. It's also being able to pivot if there is something that changes. I do have kids that my oldest is special needs. So being able to work through his tough times. So he's been diagnosed with ADHD and he also has developmental delays. So to add on top of everything else I have going on, there's that. And working with his teachers, working with the school to, keep him on track with what he's doing. Also, with my youngest who just started school, he was basically a quote unquote COVID baby. So he's never been in a school setting. So it was definitely an adjustment for him when he first started. I think he's starting to get a hang of it a little bit, but still, it's a work in progress. And they have wonderful teachers that work with me. Then trying to get my job tasks done throughout the day while they're in school. And also, when they come home, I'm still at work. So it's
Mhm.
managing if there's homework, if there's any documents that need to be signed, if there's any meetings I need to go to, making sure that everything, when I tell you I live by my calendar, if it's not on my calendar, if I didn't put it there or you didn't send it to me and I didn't add it, I really will forget about it because I have so many things that I have to manage on a day-to-day basis.
Mm.
And then there comes, making the meals. My kids are picky eaters, so making things that I know they'll eat. Then there's, the cleaning. Like that's one of the parts I struggle with, and I'm hoping one day I'll be able to outsource that because it's hard to um, being a patient and attentive mother. Same thing as a wife, paying attention and doing my work tasks correctly, working through my business, whether it's early in the morning or late in the evening, and also making sure that the house is still intact. Because basically, I'm helping manage the house. Like my husband and I, we share tasks, but a lot of it's mom because mom has a little bit more patience than dad, especially when it
Yeah.
comes to school things. So that's why I say it's like that's where the chaos comes in.
Mm. And
Yeah.
what are thoughts that constantly reoccur in your head? What kind of thoughts are taking place?
Some of the thoughts that have been consistent are, am I being a good mother?
Mm.
What does that mean? I don't think any one of us know, but I do ask myself that question. Am I doing what I feel is best for my kids in the sense of their schooling, in the sense of their personal development, educational development, and so on? Because one thing I truly believe as a mother is I can't leave everything up to the teachers to do it all. The education piece does start at home. So I need to be able to stay in the fold of things and really sometimes put my personal stuff aside and focus more on the kids. Like I would, if I know I can go get a facial or a pedicure or just something to make me happy, and I know it will take this time frame, I would just not schedule it and make sure I spend time with the kids, make sure I'm asking them questions, asking them about what's going on. Like, is there anything you want to talk to mommy about? Like my oldest, he would come in my bed in the middle of the night because he's having nightmares. So I'm trying to figure out where these nightmares are coming from.
Yeah.
Is it the screen time? And then I'm like, oh my God, am I giving them too much screen time? But how can I spend time with them when they come home and I'm working? It's just so many
Mm.
things
Yeah.
that just come to mind. And it just like sometimes it gets me emotional because I feel like I'm failing them in a sense. But even though like they would tell me, Mommy, you're a good mommy. We love you. And I'm like, yeah, you're still young. You would say those things. But what about when you get older and
Yeah.
will it still be the same thing? Will you still think I'm a good mommy? Will I still be will I still be able to get that feedback from you, you know?
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. That is a lot. And it resonates so strongly with me, with my own personal story, with the story of my clients, the ladies I work with. And, we all have very similar thoughts deep down.
Mhm.
But I'd like to ask you, how does it feel when you are constantly pushing your needs and desires aside?
Um, it feels like neglect. I'm neglecting myself.
Mm.
It feels like I have a hard time just when I thought I got it all together and everything is in place and everything is working. But then when I push me to the side, it burns me out
Yeah.
quicker.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like um my needs are not as important as my needs of my family.
Yeah.
And then I can't really pour into anyone. So because I'm not pouring into myself and filling myself up, I can't really pour into them. Then I get short-tempered. And then, there's the the discipline. And a lot of times when I catch myself like telling my kids, okay, go to timeout, take away their toys or whatever, and they're crying. And I'm just like, I'm just tired. I'm frustrated. It has nothing to do with them. I do apologize to them, but I realized that I literally would just need to go sit in my closet, even for a couple minutes, lock my room door, and just sit there in stillness. Because a lot of times when there's so much noise and just so much going around, you need to go into an area where you can just not hear. You don't have to think anything. You don't have to hear anything. You just sit in stillness and quiet, even if it's for a little while. One time I did that and I fell asleep in the closet.
Well,
And
you
my
obviously
husband,
needed it.
yeah, my husband, there's
Yeah.
a way to open the door. He's like, I was worried about you. You never came back
Yeah.
out. I was just so, and that day it was just because I was tired. I was physically exhausted on top of the
Mm.
mental exhaustion.
Now, this is what we're talking about. This is the real, raw reality of motherhood, working mum life. Thank you so much for sharing. It's yeah, we have all done things like that, and it's that need to escape sometimes.
Mm,
I know, I remember those. Well, I still do sometimes have those feelings where it's like, just someone take me away,
yeah.
someone teleport me back to my bed at the end of the day, um, so I can sleep. Or yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Hmm.
Um, so, what do you often dream of or long for yourself? Not for your children, but for yourself.
For myself, I dream of just balance. I don't know if you can ever have the perfect balance, to be honest with you. I don't even know if that exists. But definitely finding a healthy balance with everything.
Mm,
Um, and being able to keep things in order, even though things may get a little bit chaotic, and I know how to pivot and shift, but being able to actually have the core of my life balanced. And
mm,
in that balance, that includes balancing me, first of all, because I need to focus on me first. And I remember back in 2023, I was like, oh, this is a year about me. I'm just going to focus on me. My kids are getting older and I don't have to worry about breastfeeding and waking up every couple of hours to change diapers and clothes. Like I was out of the woods with that particular
yeah,
phase. And I was just like, okay, now I'm going to focus, like start getting my hair done more, start, doing the stuff that I like to do more. And I actually took a vacation, a trip without my family with my friends that
amazing. Let's
year.
celebrate that.
Oh my God, that felt so great. And I did miss them for the first couple of hours, and then the rest of the trip, I was like, okay, they're fine. They're still alive. They're good. So
I've done
that
the same.
felt great. Yeah, that felt awesome. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should do this more often. And in 2024, a lot less self-care, but I did take another girls' trip with another group of friends, which was great. And then the guilt started to set in. Like, okay, I took a trip in 23, now in 24. Okay, 25, let's make it about family. But in the
Mm,
process of also making it about family, you're not really on vacation when you go out with your kids because you're constantly in mommy mode and
I think
it's
I've
and it's just it's a constant, like, where are they eating? Like we went on a cruise, and the first day my oldest son was drowned because I don't know who told him to just jump in the pool without a life vest. And it scared me a bit, and it shook him too because he would not go back in that pool without a life vest moving forward. But it was the constant, that the anxiety, the stress was like, okay, all right, Then my husband's like, okay, I see. Like he can read my face, and he's like, I see that you're about to go there. He's like, go back in the room, just sit for a little bit. I got it. I said, are you sure? Because I was here and my kid almost drowned. Like, do you got it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to take even breaks on the vacation because I was just feeling like the anxiety coming in, and I suffered a massive um anxiety slash panic attack, I guess you can say. I thought it was a heart attack that I was having in April of this year.
Oh.
I went to the emergency room and everything. I thought I was crying. I thought I was about to die because I felt literally my heart was coming out of my chest.
Mm.
My blood pressure was up, and I don't have blood pressure issues. And when I got there, they ran all the tests, the EKGs, the scans, everything, blood tests, and everything. They said, well, Mrs. Leandre, we don't see a history of even a mild stroke, or a mild heart attack, sorry. So we don't see any of that, but we do see traces of anxiety and panic attacks.
Mm.
And the doctor, the nurse practitioner that was there was asking me questions like, what's your anxiety level on 0 to 10? And I said 100. She said, okay. And she's like, what's your
Okay.
stress level? I said 1,000.
Right.
And she said, okay. She said, if you do not bring it down, you will have some health issues that you don't want to have.
Mm.
And she was like, I know that, you're just meeting me for the first time and I'm treating you and everything, but I want to tell you as a woman, one of the highest, one of the stress is one of the highest up there for women that actually causes more than just health issues. Like people can die from stress. And
Mm.
I said, well, I know that. And she was like, no, you're too young to be going through all of this. She was like, and then she's like, ask me questions about my kids and everything. She's like, I can understand the stress level because of everything you have going on and everything you're doing at the same time, but you need to figure out how to manage it. And she gave me some suggestions, from a medical perspective, which was great, but it was just, I was hearing her, but I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until a little while after that, I literally I crashed. Like it was the end of the day. I was overstimulated from everything and anything. My husband was like, okay, I need you to shut everything down. Close your booking pages. You're not available for the rest of the day. Turn off both of your cell phones because yes, I have a business phone and a personal phone. Turn off your laptop. I don't want to hear your emails and everything, notifications dinging. And he put on the white noise for me. And he was like, I just want you to sit in the room. If you want to journal, journal. If you want to sleep, sleep. Whatever it is you want to do, I want you to do that because I don't want you to end up back in the hospital. And this time
Yeah.
you might actually stay there.
Okay.
So when that happened, I was just like, something has to change. And
Mm.
that's when I started offloading my schedule. I
Yeah.
started offloading it and starting to really say, oh no, I'm sorry, I can't go there. Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't work extra hours. Like really just step by step, just doing that to help decrease my stress level.
Yeah. So what's your stress level now then, would you say, on a scale of 1 to 10?
Right now,
Mm-hmm.
I would say about a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably about a 4 right now. I realized that once I have myself on a schedule, so I know when I wake up, this is what I do, whether I'm journaling, whether I'm stretching, I have my morning tea. So once I keep that routine, it brings me calmness. And also when there is no noise in the house, so no TV's on, nothing is running, the kids are asleep, I really feel a lot more rejuvenated at that time
Mm.
because it's my quiet time and it
Yeah.
just makes me feel so good.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, Stephanie, you have been such an incredible guest. You've shared so honestly and vulnerably. So thank you so much.
Thank
You
you.
are going to make a difference. People listening will resonate. I just know it. I have one last final question for you. How much would you pay for a fairy godmother to come and help you?
Oh my gosh, I don't think there's a price tag.
It's a really fun question to finish
Oh my
with.
gosh. This fairy godmother, she would just off of me, she would be rich because having someone to work together with and to just offload some of the things that I physically do or mentally cannot handle would be awesome. Helping the kids with homework, helping me around the house.
Yeah.
I mean, this fairy godmother, I'm like, how much do you charge by the hour?
Oh, amazing, priceless, absolutely priceless.
Priceless.
That was
Yes.
one of my biggest dreams a few years ago, was to have a fairy godmother.
I need a Mary Poppins around here. I
Yes,
mean, where is she? I'm waiting for her.
exactly. So, well, thank you so much for your time today, and it's been really a real pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And as you said, I really do hope that this resonates with other women and to let them know it's okay to take a break. It's okay to offload and it's okay to just center yourself.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. This is the message we need to get across. So thank
Yes,
you. Thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you.
You're listening to Confessions of a Working Mum. Much love and thanks goes to Stephanie for her time and courage to share her story today. If you're listening to this and thinking, this is me, I'm the one who looks like she's got it all together, but inside feels overwhelmed, stretched too thin, carrying the mental load of everyone's lives whilst feeling guilty for wanting more, I see you. I want you to hear this. It's not because you're not coping well enough or because you're not a good mum. This is way bigger than you. It's a societal weight you were never meant to carry alone. But it doesn't have to stay this way. There is a version of your life where you feel calmer, more supported, where things feel shared instead of all on you, and where you actually feel like yourself again. If something in this episode stirred for you, if you heard that little voice saying, this can't be it, then maybe this is your moment to take one small step. You can download my free Overload Reset, get a free personalized permission oracle reading, explore a 60-minute one-to-one mind massage with me, or step into the Unshakable Mama 4-month portal. Whatever feels like the right kind of support for you right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. If you found it insightful, please subscribe so you don't miss future episodes, and feel free to share with another working mum who needs to hear this today.